Wait a minute, Cartwright? What is that?
It's a stud, sir. I don't mean the earring.
Get it? Text a message, I don't know the number.
George is a white man.
He's half of the most important two characters in the novella, along with his gentle giant companion Lenny. A long-time friend of his companion, he has been travelling with him throughout the Great Depression.
Lenny's mental disability and affinity for stroking things burdens George and eventually leads to his demise. Despite being a burden to George, he stays with him.
Despite the constant company that George has, due to Lenny's childlike mind and having to take constant care of Lenny, George still feels lonely. We see the most comfortable and honest side of George when he's speaking to Slim. George almost has a sense of relief when having a civilized conversation with a person, not having to treat them like a child and speak to them like a child. We get another element of George's loneliness with Lenny, as when he's speaking to Slim, he starts playing the game Solitaire, which is a single-player card game. George still begins to play the single-player card game even though there is company of other men around him, maybe showing that playing by himself is a force of habit. The fact that George has a companion that he takes around with him is not typical of a 1930s ranchman. Despite this, he still has elements of a stereotypical 1930s ranchman as he visits all houses and has an American dream of owning his own plot of land and farming.
They're going into the internet!
Want a break from the ads? If you tap now to watch a short video, you'll receive 30 minutes of ad-free music.
George is an optimistic character, as the only thing pushing him and giving him the fight to keep Lenny out of trouble and bounce from ranch to ranch is to fulfill his dream of owning his own farm. He is a hard-working and straightforward character, trying to stay out of trouble and in people's good books, all to give him the opportunity of having his own land and stableness in his life. He shares this dream with his companion Lenny. Lenny sees it as an opportunity to tend rabbits, where George sees it as an opportunity to make money and have stableness in his life. This shows the stereotypical character of a 1930s American ranchman.
The mere mention of this name gets me mad.
My wife.
Upon the discovery of Lenny's murder of Curly's wife, a character that George had warned Lenny of from the start, following the Red Dress Girl incident that had run him out of weed, George rushed to grab Carlson's Luger and went to his and Lenny's safe spot, next to the spring, where George told Lenny to go if in trouble. George knew that Curly wanted to brutally kill Lenny, and due to their strong friendship, George did not want this. George showed a cold yet thoughtful side, killing his best friend painlessly, while telling him about the rabbits, shooting his dream away, but letting Lenny rest in his happy place. Despite the passing of his companion, who was a burden to him most of the time, instead of living freely, he went against 1930s American ranchman stereotypes and found a new companion in Slim.